What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Spam Emails podcast. Today we got a special episode of true crime, and we're also on Spotify now. So if you're by chance listening over there, uh, and we do have face cams on for the first time. So if you want to check that out, we're on YouTube. You can be able to see that. So yeah, we got old Cold Diggity here today, and yours truly, E Diggity, Mozetti, and Ralph. How y'all doing today?
Pretty good, man. How are you?
I'm here.
You just here?
Yeah, I'm just here. That's all you get from me.
Oh, Lord. Ralph, you feel the same way? Just here?
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. Well, I think that was really good. So how do we want to start this? Just me, you, one of us, Ralph, someone? Me?
We'll start her off with old Diggity.
All right.
Well, before we
next
get
one?
into a story, I got a question
Uh-oh. What's up?
for the boys. So, all right. Let's see. I've got a question. I'm just trying to think of how to word it.
I got you.
So, you have your everyday crime, right?
Mm-hmm.
What makes a true crime?
It's actually happened.
Like, you get what I'm saying? Well, I mean,
If it's true.
I don't-
I mean,
Don't be lying on the crime now.
Oh shit!
I don't know.
like,
Boys,
you
we're
get
gonna have to
what I'm saying?
postpone.
I
Yeah,
got
I know
what
what
you're
you're
saying.
saying.
It's just, I think true crime would be crap. What is true crime?
interesting crimes. Stuff
I
other
think it
than,
would
like,
just
your
be things
normal, like-
out there, right?
Yeah.
It's not
Something
like,
wild.
I don't know, that's why I asked.
I mean, it wouldn't just be like me going and stealing a candy bar. It'd be like,
I'm thinking
Yeah.
it's
It'd
like,
be like me killing a
you-
bear.
crimes
you
that
animal.
are. I
You stole
think
a
it's like
candy bar. I'm calling the police.
you
I
better.
think it's like crimes that are like so far out there that don't seem true but are actually
Something
true. Maybe.
You wouldn't think is real.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
Speaking of that, this one, pretty wild. It was to the point I didn't know if I really wanted to like talk about it. And also with it being the first one, I do kind of have to give like a trigger warning, because it does talk about a lot of like sexual assault type stuff. So it gets there pretty quick. So also it was in Japan where it was based. So some of the names and like places, stuff like that, I'm not gonna get them perfect.
Better not mess up
Right.
anything.
If I mess it up, don't cancel me on Twitter.
Oh, I'm gonna
Okay,
be
that's what I'm
mad.
saying. Mozetti, can you step in where I can't get it?
Yeah, if I can figure it out. Yeah,
Figure
I
out what I'm saying. Okay, so if you've ever heard of this case, I think it's Junko Furuta is their name, right? It's Junko Furuta. So
Was he right?
it's a she,
Yeah.
the female.
I'm
Come on.
saying, was Ethan right saying that?
Oh.
Monty? That's a quiz.
Yeah, did I say that right? Junko? I don't know.
I don't know about the last name.
That Furuta? I don't know. That's the way it was spelled. So
I
that's
think
the way
that's
I
right.
said it.
That's how I pronounced it.
Okay. So I guess we'll just start off from the beginning. So this person here, I'm going to call him Junko because I think that's how I said it right. I think it's the only one I got right. So basically she was born in, I think it's Misato? Misato? I don't know. I'm going to say Misato. It's Misato. This is really bad. Oh, God. She had two siblings and schooled in Yashio Minami High School, right? Now, apparently she was a very, very incredible student, right? Like really, really smart. Like unlike me, she's smart, right? So let's see. Also, apparently she was very attractive. Guys were all the time crushing. Jesus, Coleman, did you flashbang yourself? Good God, man. Holy crap. Apparently,
I'm glad you saw it.
yeah, I couldn't help but see it. Let's see. So apparently there's always like boys crushing on her. I'm playing with a frog. So if you see me messing with my hands, that's what it is. She always
Hey,
had, leave me alone, my frog. So one guy here, which is going to play a very big role in this story, right? His name was Hiroshi Miano. I'm going to say Miano because that's what I put in here. He expressed his interest towards her, but I mean, ultimately, he got turned down, right? So, this guy apparently, he is not the type of guy you want to turn down, right? So, what it always said, everything I looked up said he's not one that took getting turned down easily, right? Also, he was a straight menace in class, from what I've heard. I mean, I don't have any stories from him, but from what everyone said, this dude's a straight menace. He also had links to the Yakuza. So if that tells you anything, he was, yeah, really bad.
That's awesome.
So let's see right here. It says, before I go on, I want to start by saying the time this all happened. Okay, that was worded really weirdy, dog. The crime rate was going from a bunch of young women getting assaulted and robbed. Oh crap. Okay, I'm still reading through my stuff. I haven't read it in like 3-4 days, so you got to bear with me. So the crime rate was just skyrocketing from like a bunch of like younger people getting like assaulted, robbed, things like that. Okay, so on November 25th, 1988, Junko was riding her bike from her evening job at a plastic molding industry. Miano, the boy, you know, the menace we talked about. Let's see. He pretty much was preparing to kidnap her and just went ahead and did it. This dude's just like, you know what? Part of the Yakuza, let's do this. Let's just go ahead and do it. But apparently he wasn't alone. He had co-conspirator Minato. I think that's how you say his name. Minato. Minato. So Minato, he lured her into a warehouse, right? And assaulted her, then moved her to a hotel. So assaulted her, took her out, brought her to a hotel, right? Not good. Very bad. Let's see. What I thought was crazy, like, how far do you have to go to lure someone, right? Luring? That's wrong. Let's see.
At least tie a hook on.
Huh? Are you making a fishing joke? Are you making a fishing joke? You cuck. Okay, bro. That was messed up. So apparently Miano, while he was there, all that kind of stuff, he called his friends Minato. He was 16.
How is that spelled again? Minato?
Yeah.
That's Minato or Minato.
Oh,
Minato?
you butchered it.
I'm sorry. I'm a dumb American. I tell you what. Okay, this dude is Ogura. Ogura. He was 17. And Yasushi. Literally, Sushi. Like,
That's an awesome name.
He went to the
Sweet.
supermarket and got named. Like, he was 17 as well.
Anyway,
And-
that's gotta be racist.
How is it, bro? It's literally Sushi. And literally, it spelled perfectly. Except instead of sushi, it's shushi. I think I read it wrong, or I typed it wrong. Because at first I put Sushi, and then over here it's Shushi. So I don't know which one's right. I'm gonna be honest. I kind of butchered his name. But apparently he called up all of his friends. It was literally bragging over the phone, right? Literally telling all of his friends what he did, and then kidnapped her and brought her to a hotel. And he told them about it. So apparently the group was known for kidnapping young girls, like literally known. I don't know how you're known for this and still not arrested, right? But I mean, I guess it's not up to me to arrest people from 1988. Let's see.
Different time.
Yeah, different time. Miano I think I said that wrong. No, right. Miano later took Junko to see others at a nearby park. So from the hotel, he took her to a park. Don't know why, but apparently he brought him to a park so he can show her off or something. I don't know. It's weird. From there, the four took Furuta, which was Junko, to Minato. Is that what you said his name was, Eddie?
Yeah.
Took him to their house where the gang assaulted her. Like, again, right? Let's see. Make this a little bit bigger. It gets wicked. It's wild. So, right here.
It gets wicked.
Bro, this is just the start. Like, it's bad. Then so Minato, after they assaulted her, offered the place to keep her, which was then made the hideout for the guys, right? So their house, which if I'm not wrong, he lived with siblings and parents, and they brought her there to the parents' house, which it's crazy. I couldn't believe it reading through this. It's all over the place. So they offered the place for her to stay. 2 days later, all this went, let's see. 2 days after all this went down, Junko's parents finally made a police report that she's gone missing, right?
2 days?
Yeah, 2 days. It took 2 days for a police report.
2 days.
Well, most police departments make you actually wait 48
Oh,
hours.
yeah. You gotta wait for a certain amount of hours, right?
Well, how
Yeah.
old is she?
I think she was 17, 16. She's one of the two.
She's under 18, so
Oh, yeah.
it's like
Man.
24 hours.
Yeah, but that's US.
That's Japan in the 80s.
Japan, though.
Yeah, it's also in the 80s. I don't know. That's weird. It's all over the place. It's so weird. Hiccup. Sorry. Let's see. I had to look at your boy's face. I like tabbed out. Give me 1 second. Let's see. So 2 days
That's your
after
boy?
what'd you call me?
You say you gotta look at your boy's face, talk about yourself?
No, you boys, like all you guys.
I thought you said it's.
I had to see what Dylan was saying because I feel bad. I don't have a second monitor set up, is what I'm saying. So, the gang, like all the boys, they forced her to call the parents to assure them that she was fine and to call off the police for police search, whatever. I don't remember. Sorry, I stuttered. So they pretty much told the police to stop their search. She did, and from what I'm assuming, they did because that's the last thing I heard about that. I didn't hear anything else about the police like searching for him. Let's see. Now, Minato, his parents didn't tell a soul what was going on, but apparently they knew about all this. I don't know how you could let something like that go on in your house. It's messed up. But so from what I did read though, I'm pretty sure that the parents were scared of him because he was becoming more and more violent towards them and all that kind of stuff. But still, it's your kid, right? How do you get scared of your own kid enough to where you would let something like that go on? I don't know. Let's see.
I don't hear you, Dylan. Dylan, you're
Wait, is
quiet.
Dylan talking?
So I mean, if he's like 17 or 18,
Mhm.
then I mean, depends. I mean, he could have hit a growth spurt and been like 6'5", and his parents are like 5'4", and he's
You ever
like
seen-
towering over on them or something. Who
To be
knows?
fair, the Japanese people are kind of small.
I'm about to say, you ever seen a Japanese guy that's 6'5"?
Yeah. You ever seen the?
Yeah,
NBA?
Yao Ming.
Come on now.
He's
Is Yao
China.
Ming-
Not
Different.
Oh, is he Chinese?
My bad, racist.
Yep. I'm not the racist.
I
You're the
didn't
one
know
who
who
got 'em
Yao
mixed
Ming
up.
was until a while back.
But anyways,
be
he could
honest.
be taller.
Yeah,
than
he could
the
be.
rest of
Well,
his family, and
yeah.
I mean, he's a full-grown man at 17, 18 years old. I mean, he ain't getting much bigger.
Yeah,
He
that's
could
also
walk
if
going
he's part of
sideways.
the Yakuza.
Yeah.
well, I
Who
think
knows
from
what
what
they'll
I
do.
read, they didn't know about his Yakuza ties. So like they didn't know that he was part of it at the time. I don't know. That's not something you usually just tell your parents, like, hey, I'm a Crip, you know? Like you don't
They
just
even gave him ties.
Well, I
to
mean,
that.
they just let him have that girl in their fucking house. So I mean,
Yeah.
they
I
clearly
don't know.
give two shits.
Yeah, I guess so. And also there's 4 of them in there cuz I mean, they were all coming by. They knew what was going on.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, so I put right here, from what I read, they were not aware that he was connected with the Yakuza. So at the time, they didn't know he was part of the Yakuza and all that. Okay, so we'll get on right here. Now Junko was held captive in this place for 40 days. Yeah, at the time, she was in the house for 40 days. Like, nothing happened. I guess no one was searching for her at the time because of the police being called off, all that kind of stuff. Let's see. It's crazy. 40 days, just unimaginable stuff going on. Coleman, where did you go? There you go. All we see is your headset lights. Let's see. So by December, she was very ill and undernourished because they weren't feeding her at all. Like from what I read, they were barely feeding her at all. She was also forced into taking drugs, which were very harmful to her. I mean, it didn't really say what type of drugs. I didn't look too far into that because, I mean, harmful drugs could be anything, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
Crazy. By now Junko was very weak. She was beat, burned, all that kind of stuff. Like burned, that threw me off. I couldn't find anything about how she was burned, but that really was
Maybe
messed up.
Branded or something.
I guess it's weird,
That's
bro.
wicked.
It's really wicked. So she couldn't even take herself to the bathroom. She was so weak, is what I read. So literally on top
Damn.
of that, she wasn't allowed to shower, couldn't go to the shower, that kind of stuff. And by that time, the boys just lost all interest in her, which crazy. How could you bring someone in there and just lose interest in them? You know, crazy. And so they got so uninterested in her, they kidnapped and assaulted another woman heading to work. Another one. And it doesn't have anything on that case about what happened to her. I couldn't find anything about it because there was no name tied to it. But it's crazy. And like soon after all that happened, Junko like passed away in the house, right? You would think that was the end of it. Just they came in and found her. No, not the end at all. They literally, from what I read, she passed away and the boys put her body into a travel bag, put the bag into a 55-gallon drum and filled it with wet concrete and disposed it on a cement truck. in Tokyo. It just left it there.
Jesus.
Crazy stuff. Let's see. Two of the boys, Miano and Ogura, I think I'm saying his name right, were arrested for capturing a different 19-year-old girl that had been abducted, right? And what's crazy, Miano soon after confessed to Junko's murder during the cross-examination. So I don't think they ever found the body at that point. He just confessed to it. Just told him all of what happened. So let's see. And then that was the beginning of the Junko's case. 40 days, 44 days later, something like that. They didn't even have a case on it yet because they called and like canceled it. So at that point, there was no case for it, and that was the start of it. So I guess that did confirm that they canceled it and then never made another report. I mean, I don't know how you don't make another report after 40 days of not hearing from your kid, but I don't know. Not me, right? Not my kid.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up.
Right? I mean, if you had a kid, you would call, right?
Yeah.
Even like second day.
Different time.
I guess. I mean, yeah, it was the 80s, so there wasn't really many. Well, I mean, I guess there was in that time because they said there was a lot of kidnaps, but
that was kind of like the start of it, I guess. I mean, obviously there was crimes like that before, but I mean, it wasn't nearly as bad, but it kind of picked up.
I guess you could say that. It's wicked, man. I don't understand. So, the police found the drum containing her remains, and the suspects were arrested. I guess they found all of them. Don't know why. Let's see. Yeah, so after they like admitted to it, they weren't even arrested yet. It was whenever they found the remains, they got arrested. How do you let that happen? Why do you not arrest them right whenever you hear about it? Because that's what I'm saying. They told them about it and didn't even get arrested at the time of talking about it. It was literally after they found the remains, they're like, oh, yep, truthful. Let's go get them. Like, huh?
Well, they didn't think it was actually a true crime.
They're like, oh yeah, they weren't lying.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Well,
I mean, you got to think about it. They, kidnapped another 19-year-old girl and then said, oh yeah, by the way, we killed this one chick and put her in a barrel.
Well, that's the thing. Like, if they were to have arrested them and then not had proof and then it went to court or whatever and then they didn't find that, then and the case were to be thrown out, they can't find the bodies and then reopen the same case.
Yeah. Well, I mean, wouldn't you keep them in holding until you found them?
I mean, you can only hold somebody for so long.
Oh, you're forgetting about something pretty big.
Yeah, but
ties to the Yakuza.
They only if okay.
What were you saying, Ralph?
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's see.
I think so they admitted to killing the girl, right?
Yeah, and putting her in a drum.
But they didn't admit to the other ones.
Not at the time.
Were caught.
No, they were caught for the first 19-year-old. And then they told them about Junko.
Okay. So there were multiple crimes.
Yeah, it was a cross-examination type thing.
Okay.
I guess.
So they could have ended up killing more. And they just never talked.
That's what I'm saying. They could have arrested them for admitting
to it? Oh, I think he's lagging. Is he okay? Okay, well, I'm just going to read on for a second. Let's see. So, let me see. I think I have what happened to the killers. Yeah, so right here it goes to what happened to all of them, all the four boys, right? So, they all pled guilty. At the end of it, they pled guilty to body injury, but not to murder. How? How do you plead guilty to body injury, but not murder? You know? You killed them. You kidnapped them and killed them. That's murder, right?
Yeah.
How would you not plead guilty to that? I don't know. Apparently, I guess
how many years did they get in prison?
Okay, so they all got different times, if I'm not wrong. So Miano, the first boy, the main dude that got rejected, he was sentenced to 17 years, but was given an additional 3 after he lost an appeal on the Tokyo High Court. He was 18 at the time, so he's 18 years old. Got what? 17 years. So. Let's see. Minato? That's his name.
Almost 30.
Yeah, I think so. He got what? 20 years overall? No. Yeah. So he was what? 38? I did that right? Yeah. So Minato, the guy whose house they were staying at, was sentenced to 4 to 6 years, but was given an additional 5 to 9 years after appealing the same sentence. He was 16 at the time. His brother and parents, however, were not charged at all, even though they held them in their house. Let's see. But later, Junko's family... Did we lose Ralph? Oh, I think we did. Let's see. Later, Junko's family won a civil case against the parents for the crimes against Junko, which, from what I've found out... Let's see. Oh, I also missed this. Sorry, I'm going to go back a little bit before I was supposed to talk about the killers. The DNA of Junko's killers were found, but also proved that more people besides the killers was found. So it proved that all of them were there and was like with it, but also proved that they had more people coming in. I don't know if the other people got charged with it though, because it didn't say much about that. Parents, brother were not charged at all. Yasushi, that's how I have his name spelled here. I guess that's right. Was first sentenced to 3 to 4 years and later increased to 5 to 7 years while in prison. He was 17 at the time. So first sentenced to 3 to 4, then 5 to 7. So I guess it didn't say that he had tried to appeal it, but I'm assuming he did if they increased it, right?
So are they still alive?
I didn't see much about them still being alive. I'd have to look it up.
Yeah.
Probably just got out and kept doing it.
Oh yeah, 100%. They're all Yakuza. Ogura was released in 2004 after serving an 8-year sentence, but later that year he was arrested for assault and sentenced to 7 years in prison for the same crime. So, or for that crime. So, in what did I say? 2004, serving 8-year sentence, but later that year he's arrested for another assault. How? Why would you not give him more? I mean, you can't charge someone for the things from before, right?
Nope.
After they served it. But couldn't you take that into account that they've done it that many times?
Usually do.
Why
Yeah,
would they
and
still be getting out? I mean, it's in Japan. I don't know how they do this type of stuff, but I feel like if that happened here, that wouldn't keep going on, right?
they would have had 25 to life.
Yeah, exactly. What did I say?
But
8-year
were they-
sentence?
Were they under
years?
18?
I think all but one was 18. And the one that was 18 was the first one, the Miano.
Which it could be different over there. I don't know if they got like juvenile detention centers or whatever
Yeah.
in Japan. So I'm assuming they would.
But
But
I don't know, man. That little of jail time for all of them, they should have all been locked up for longer. And his parents and brothers should have too. I don't care.
yeah.
Especially since you're in the same house, know what's going on, and then you still get off the hook. Nah, screw that. That shouldn't be going on. But I think that was the end of that case. It's just pretty much everything got brushed off. Like, you got little jail time, and that was it. The one dude got, what, 30 or 20 years? And that was the only one that got a big thing. And the rest of them just kept on doing what they were doing after they got out. What? Each of them got less than 10 years? Crazy.
I think the kicker was the ties to the Yakuza.
Yeah.
Around that time, the Yakuza ran that place.
Oh, did they?
Oh, yeah.
I've always heard about that. I didn't know that was like an actual thing. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's like how the mafia ran. What was it? Early Chicago.
I still run this bitch.
I mean, like early Chicago was like ran by the mafia.
Nathan, you played the Mafia games.
I
Like,
played
they
the
would
first
just
one.
Pay off police, and if something went down, police never showed up.
I
That's
mean,
what happened.
we'll be discussing that next week.
Oh, conspiracy theories? Hey, be here for the next episode. All right, Dylan, I guess that was the end of mine. You want to go ahead and jump straight into yours?
You want to take a break? Get
Yeah,
Ralph
we'll take a quick pause, see what's up with Ralph.
because I got to take a leak too. So
Okay, well, whenever you're ready.
All right, I'm black and we Bizax, baby. Let's get it. Okay. We're good.
Okay, no.
Sorry, we're going off that.
That was
Okay,
so
we're
cool.
going off that. Coleman, don't hype him up.
That was awesome.
All right, I guess we're back. All right, Dylan, go for it. What's the name of your case?
okay, none of your damn business. All right.
All right, guys, spam emails is disbanded.
We'll follow.
So the case is called The Son of Sam.
Who's Sam?
We'll get to that.
Oh, okay.
You're not allowed to know who Sam is.
Oh, my bad.
No. So the guy's name, obviously, David Berkowitz. So David Berkowitz was born on June 1st, 1953 in Brooklyn, New York. His mother was Elizabeth Broder, and after her first divorce, she started a relationship with a man named Joseph Kleinman. 3 years into their relationship, she became pregnant, with whom she named Richard David Falco, also known as David Berkowitz.
Richard.
And a few days after she gave birth, she gave the child away. Her intentions were unknown for giving the child away, but some believe that Joseph had told her to give it away. You know, he's a douche. But anyways, it's believed that he told her to give it away or he's going to leave her, so she gave it away. Yeah, fun stuff. Not really, but so David was then adopted by Pearl and Nathan Berkowitz, and so went on a few years, and he had an above-average IQ, surprisingly, but he lost interest in learning and became more infatuated with petty larceny and starting fires. And his neighbors described him as difficult, spoiled, and even a bully. And his behavior
Sounds like
ultimately
Coleman.
never resulted in any legal intervention or serious mention in his school records. But after his adoptive mother passed away from breast cancer, where am I at? Right here.
Oh,
Yeah. After
oh, that's rough. Breast cancer. Oh, never mind. Go on.
yeah, it's pretty rough.
I was
He
not
was 14
expecting
years
that.
old when that
14?
happened. Yeah.
That's a rough age because that's like hormones and everything. Oh, that's rough.
Yeah,
Ooh.
it's a little rough, but after
Dang.
she had died, his home life became strained because his stepmom he wasn't the biggest fan of, so that led to a bunch of
Welcome to the
shitty
club.
childhood stuff. Yeah. But roughly 3 years later, Berkowitz joined the army and was honorably discharged in 1974. And after he was discharged, he decided to track down his biological mother and get her side of the thing, whatever, as to why she abandoned him. And so after a few visits, she finally told him, and it greatly disturbed him. I mean, wasn't too great. But so he began feeling isolated from the world around him and went on to set hundreds of fires around New York. And he never got
What?
arrested for it. I guess they never found out that he was the one doing it. He began hearing voices of demons that tormented him and told him to commit murder and shit. And then on Christmas Eve in 1975, he succumbed to them voices. And he severely wounded 15-year-old Michelle Foreman
I think about
with
to
a
say 15
hunting
people.
knife. No, he stabbed her quite a few times, though.
Happens to the best of
And-
us. I mean, it's a simple mistake.
Oh,
But he stabbed her a
Easy to
shitload of
tell.
tims, but
I wish.
thankfully she survived.
Did
And,
anyone else see Coleman's
he-
face during the fires talk? He's going. He was so into
What-
it.
what was I doing?
You looked so hyped about it. You're like, oh, they found out about that. That was
fires?
me. Just
Either fires are sweet.
you looked
Always
like
get hyped
so
over fires.
into that. Sorry for cutting off. Go ahead, Dylan.
But there was also there was two girls that night. The other one was a Hispanic girl, and she was never identified. She was also stabbed pretty bad, but for some reason, somehow they never identified her. And what's so funny?
Coleman grabbed his water and used his teeth to undo the water. I was so distraught. That was, oh my god. Wait. Can you show me that one more time? How did you do that? That look, he spit up the
Machine.
cap and started drinking. Oh my. Okay, well,
If you're listening on Spotify, you can check that out on YouTube. If you want to see
You've
that.
never done
Come over
that
to
driving down the
YouTube.
road?
No, never once.
You gotta open your bottles going down the road.
But with your teeth?
Either you can't be driving and shifting gears and
I guess. How do you put the cap back on?
one-handed.
So why can't you take off the cap one-handed?
Well, I had the seal on it. Most time I'll be driving, and if I got it, same like this.
If you've already had it and you crack the seal, it's a lot easier to
I
take the
gotcha.
cap off.
Okay, I got
I had to
you.
crack the seal. That was the bad part about it.
But you have two hands right now.
Ethan, I got the Witcher to play.
Okay, well, Dylan, you go on. Sorry. You said
You good?
Hispanic, right?
All right. Yeah, there's a Hispanic girl, and I'm not sure the origins of Michelle Foreman, but she was stabbed with a hunting knife repeatedly, but she survived. Sustained serious injuries, but she came out of it.
Got a question.
And what's up?
Was this the first woman or was this another one?
This is the first
The
attack.
15-year-old?
Yes, this is a
Okay.
15-year-old girl. And which it was two people, couldn't identify the other. But sadly, that wasn't the last time that he'd hurt somebody. So about 7 months later, no, it was 6 months. In 1976, he walked up to a parked car where two young women were talking, and he fired 5 bullets, just out of the blue.
Where'd he get a gun?
18-year-old.
Isn't the dude crazy? Okay, you're right. If someone wants a gun, they'll go get one.
This is
Dang.
like 1970s. I'm sure you
Oh,
can go to your
it's
local
probably
gas
a lot
station and pick up a gun.
That's probably when you can go to Walmart and buy one.
Well, for sure then. But he fired 5 bullets. 18-year-old Donna Loria was killed instantly, and her friend Jody was wounded, but she recovered. And then a few months later, in October, Berkowitz struck again, critically wounding 20-year-old Carl De Niro as he sat in a car talking to a female friend in the Queens. Just over a month later, in November, 16-year-old Donna DeMasi and her 18-year-old friend were shot in the street on their way home from seeing a movie and were seriously injured. So he's not making sure he finishes the job. He's just walking up and shooting people.
Yeah. Where was this based at?
New York.
Okay. Want to make sure I knew that.
Somewhere
Of
in
course.
Brooklyn. I mean, it was like all over New York. Mainly
Yeah.
Brooklyn. But there are other
course.
places as well. But okay. All right. Let's see here. All right, and in January of 1977, Berkowitz had fatally shot Christine Freund as she sat in a car in the Queens with her fiance. And finally, police had started to suspect that the crimes were linked. It took that many for them to finally suspect that they were linked.
What?
Yeah,
Jesus, man.
and I don't know why it took that long, but it did. And I guess they were getting a shit ton of.
To be fair, it's also in
Letters and
like a
stuff.
high crime rate area, so it's kind of
That's true.
hard to.
But a
pinpoint if
lot of
it
the
falls-
bullets that he was shooting were getting like, because they were shooting at cars. So when he hit them, I guess they'd fuck it up and they couldn't really tell,
Yeah.
like link it to a gun or whatever.
Mm.
But
You think that would be enough
Alright,
to
and-
link, though? I mean, every time he just walked up, shot someone, and dipped. He didn't care if they died.
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean,
maybe it's just me thinking it now,
Which-
but still.
he preyed on, I guess, brunette-haired teenager women, and there was a guy that he had shot where there was 2 guys in the same car together, and the only reason he shot at him was because the guy had like short hair. Like, I mean, it was like down to, well, I guess for a guy it's a little bit long, but it was down to his shoulders, so the guy thought it was a girl, so he shot. Which,
Dang.
but even though the police knew they were linked, he kept on going, committing more and more crimes, and he would use this persona known as the Son of Sam, where he would leave notes and send letters referring to himself as the Son of Sam. So that's why they call him the Son of Sam. But well,
Jesus.
there's a reason he goes by the Son of Sam, but well, you know. And there were no leads until finally an eyewitness came forward to report a man that she had seen with what she thought was a gun leaving the scene of where there was gunshots in Brooklyn. And the information led to the first actual sketch of Berkowitz. So, and then also earlier that night, there were cops issuing parking tickets, and they put the pieces together, found his car, and on the other side, I guess, of town or wherever the fuck he was, the same night, there were police on the scene with Berkowitz that he was harassing one of his neighbors, and when they got there, he admitted to being the Son of Sam. They had ultimately found the 44 caliber pistol that was on him that he had been
44?
shooting everybody with, and he also had a semi-automatic rifle on him that he was about to go kill somebody else with, like if
Jesus.
they didn't catch him.
That's insane.
And by the time he was arrested, he had killed 6 people and wounded 9. And there's honestly no telling how many more he would have killed if he didn't get caught whenever he did.
Yeah, for real. Jesus.
And he was sentenced to 6 25 years to life sentences for his crimes, which was the maximum penalty at the time.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Jesus, man.
And he's currently held at the Shawangunk Correctional Facility in upstate New York, where he allegedly converted to Christianity, and he has since been denied bail or parole.
Yeah, that's probably a good thing.
Yeah.
Wonder if he still hears demons and stuff. I mean, probably not if he says he's Christian, but
the reason he goes by the Son of Sam is before he started all this shit, his neighbor had a Labrador, I think.
yeah.
It was a German Shepherd Labrador or something like that. And he thought that it was possessed by a demon, and the owner's name was Sam.
Ah, I got you.
So he just said the Son of Sam, but he allegedly shot and killed the dog. But later on, I guess he admitted that it was a hoax or something. He was going by all that just so that he could plead insanity. He got caught.
Oh, so he wasn't insane.
No.
Oh, okay. So he's just a cuck.
Yeah.
I got you. I got you.
I don't think you know what cuck means. You just throw it around.
You're a cuck.
Nope, I don't have a wife.
Oh, well. Does that mean Dylan's a cuck?
No, he has
doesn't have a wife.
Does that mean Ralph's a cuck?
No.
Okay, well, then you're a cuck. Sorry.
Sorry about your luck.
Yeah, sorry about that. All right, Ralph, you got a story you want to talk on?
I mean, I really don't have much on it.
Don't have much on it. Do you want to
Go
give us
for
what
it.
you have, and then if we have more time, I'll give off mine? Or do you want me to do mine and then...
I can do like a quick summary thing on it.
Yeah, that's fine. If you want to do
if
that.
you want me to, because I'm kind of not prepared at all.
Well, do you want me to do mine while you prepare a little bit?
I mean, I can just summarize what little bit I do have.
Yeah, go for it. That works.
It's pretty simple. So there's a guy named, well, it's Dylan already knows about this one, but it's called the Piggy Palace Massacre. And so
Not strange or anything.
it sounds pretty wicked.
Yeah, just a little.
But it happened in Canada, and Robert, which his mom and dad essentially owned a pig farm, like where they would butcher the pigs and then, like, I guess get the meat from them
Yeah.
and sell the meat. Well, when his mom and dad passed, him and his brother inherited the farm.
I got you.
Robert had no interest in the pig farm. So they had, I believe, like hundreds of acres of land. And so they sold all their land except like the slaughterhouse and made millions. Well, what they started doing was having parties at the slaughterhouse.
Huh?
And what it was is they were going to downtown of the big city they were near,
Yeah.
and he would pay pretty much prostitutes and drug addicts to come to these parties. Well, they started noticing that a bunch of the women that they were Robert was inviting to the parties were going missing. And so they started doing investigating on it. Or one of the women escaped. And so they investigated it. And what it was is these women, he would take them into the slaughterhouse, handcuff them and kill them, and keep the quote unquote cuts of meat that were good. And what he would do with the waste is they'd take them to, or he would take them to the downtown city where they would process it and make a gelatin based product that would go into like gummy bears and candies. And
Gummy bears?
Yeah.
I love those.
Like animal waste. They were converting into gelatin to make like gummy bears and stuff. Like candy based products. So
You're eating that, Ethan.
all these people, all
chance.
these women he was killing, he was taking them to this plant, like their waste, and was converting it into candy pretty much. And so
Dang.
the police finally arrested him on 6 counts of murder, but he got to talking to an undercover cop and confessed to killing 49 prostitutes. And said he quotes that he did a sloppy job because he didn't get 50.
Jesus! 49? Is that what you said?
He confessed to killing 49 people.
How much prison time did he get for that?
Probably no chance of getting out.
Well, he only got convicted of 6 counts of second-degree murder.
Holy crap, man.
Is all he got.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That-
So this was like,
Holy.
I believe, this was in the early 80s,
Yeah.
like 1980s. So between 80s and 90s, people in Canada were eating like human gummy bears.
Ew.
That's nasty, bro.
Ew.
It's pretty fucked.
This gummy bear tastes funky. Like, huh? No, that's.
It's
It
rough.
tastes like deodorant.
Oh, imagine you pulled like a hair out of a gummy bear or something.
What?
And,
Piece of bone.
Yeah, just. Dang, I didn't know they were making human gummy bears. Just bones sticking out of them. Looks like an
All
Amogus
mine
beam.
look like bears.
Mine look like bears. Holy crap, man. That 49 people? That's a lot of gummy bears, I'm gonna be honest.
And the
Surprised
fact
they
that
didn't
you
put
said,
a warning label on it.
right, bro,
They contain human remains.
Bro, what? Do you think like the companies got shut down after that or something?
there ain't no telling.
Because
I mean,
that's crazy.
They kind of
still
can.
make gummy
It's not
bears
their
today?
fault.
I mean, it's their fault to like see what they're getting or bringing in, right?
I mean, not really, because a piece of meat is a piece of meat. You kind of can't.
Well, see, that processing
Yeah,
plant just
just-
thought they were
yeah.
bringing in pork because they were.
The processing place.
That's who they always went to with their actual pig products.
Yeah.
So they just thought he was still bringing in pig products. but
That's
it was human.
insane.
So
So-
Yeah.
So it's been put into like dog foods and candies. And
So, like, the only person that can really get a.
You mean the dog food I ate might have had a
Punishment.
human in it?
yep.
Huh? Come again?
You heard me.
I guess I did. Holy crap. Well, Coledawg, Mazzetti, either of y'all got a story y'all want to speak on?
I was just gonna say that reminds me of the trucker that was pretty much doing the same thing.
I haven't heard of that.
So he would drive across the country and pick up a prostitute in every state or city he was in, kill them and just dump them somewhere. And then eventually he just started opening a restaurant on the side of the highway, and whoever he killed he would chop up, put in the freezer, sell it through the restaurant.
That's wicked.
Because
On the menu, we got Terry tonight. Like,
oh no, because
Coledawg sitting here writing down notes.
he was like, it's a barbecue restaurant, so like it all comes out like.
Write that down. Write that down.
I got you. Write that down. Jesus, Coledawg be whipping the Camaro, picking people up.
Write that down. Write that down.
All right, well,
I
Let's
dropped my
see.
pants for the Camaro coleslaw jump.
how long have we done this for? Do we got time for
All
one
it
more?
takes.
We got time for one more quicken, you would think, right?
One more quicken.
Quicken? I think I got time
Yeah.
for a quicken. All right.
A
So,
quickie?
oh yeah, me and Mazzetti getting a
Quicken.
quickie out. Huh?
Oh shit.
Hey yo.
Okay, so this one right here is called, if you guys have heard about this, it's the Dardian family homicides, right? So this one's pretty quick because I got it off Wikipedia, so I mean, there's not a whole lot of information to pick from. I mean, there's a lot of information, just most of it doesn't like make a story, you know? So I had to pretty much pick through it and find my own stuff. So I'm gonna cough beforehand, you know, get that out of the way. The Dardian family homicide. So gonna try and give a little bit of background on what happened here. So this is Keith, a native of Mount Caramel. Caramel? How do you guys say it? I mean, I say caramel, but
Oh, I could eat a mountain of caramel. I'll tell you that much.
I'm all about it. If you find that
Well,
mountain, let me
me
know.
some caramel.
If you find that mountain, let me know. I'll show up with you.
I got you.
well, apparently
Is
it's
that
in
where the fountain
Illinois.
of youth is?
Oh,
Gotta be.
probably.
That's what
Okay,
that's
so-
what it is. It's just blowing with caramel.
So this is Keith, a native of Mount Caramel, Illinois. He bought a trailer home in 1986 after completing the training required for his job as a treatment plant operator. So Elaine, who was from Albion, I think that's how you say it, Illinois, moved here later with their 2-year-old son, Peter. So far we've got Keith, who was the dad, Elaine, the mother, and Peter, who was their son. If I'm not wrong, they went by their middle names. I could be wrong on that, so I don't really remember what their first names was, but that's what everyone known them as. So, another cough. I know. They rented out their home. Their home was the land. Sorry, they rented out their land that the home was on from a nearby farming couple. Both Keith and Elaine worked and were not. Oh, sorry, hiccups. Good lord. Oh, that's bad. Okay, both Keith and Elaine worked, and when not working, they were part of the musical ensemble at a small Baptist church in the village. So, in 1986, Elaine became pregnant with their second child. I think it was I don't think it ever said. I think it may have been a girl, but the child was set to be named either Ian or Casey, depending on, you know, if it's a boy or a girl. I guess they already had that pre-planned out. You know, I'm more of a go with the flow type of guy. Whatever comes out, we name it like, I don't know,
Most men.
something.
There she goes.
Name it like Terry or something. I don't know, something.
This may be kind of
I
like
got
Terry
him back on
Crews.
Terry. Don't
Name
name
it.
Terry. You may get
Cletus.
fed to you at a barbecue place.
All right, Cletus.
All right,
Come
Cleet,
on.
let's get it.
All right, Cleater.
Oh, he'll understand. He'll be like, "That's a sick name, man." All right, and since they were having a kid, a second kid, they were considering moving. And later that year, their mobile home was on the market. They just threw it up there, ready to get out of there. Right. So far, just seeing normal life, all that kind of stuff. Pretty cool. You know, just normal 2-person having a second kid. It's pretty much like dream family you think of, right? Like that's what happens.
Typical family, yeah.
Yeah, boy, girl, 2 parents. That's typical. So, what do you mean? Let's see. This wasn't the only reason they were going to move, though. It's just having a kid. According to Joanne Dardian, Keith's mother, he had told her that he was going to move back to Mount Caramel because he moved away from it earlier on. He was going to move back even if he had secured the job because he had regretted moving to Ena, which I think is what it's called. Regretted moving to Ena in the first place. He told her this place was just becoming way too violent, which, I mean, you wouldn't really think it'd be way too violent, especially bringing a kid there, you know? but just in the previous 2 years, there have been 15 homicides in Jefferson City, which is where they were. Now, one being Thomas Odell, I think is how you say his name, a Mount Vernon teenager who had killed his parents and 3 siblings as they individually returned home in 1985. But
Jesus.
yeah, as they came in, one at a time, he just killed them. Boom, 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 just one at a time. But that doesn't have anything. Dead.
So he was camping.
Yeah, he
I know
was
exactly
camping
what
spawns.
story that is.
Well, I don't have that story on here, but
Yeah, I know what that story is. Mr. Baum covered that.
of course.
Imagine door camping.
He was literally
Me.
door camping. Okay, so when the backstory being filled in, this story is pretty crazy. So another trigger warning. This one gets wild. I mean, it's there and done. That's basically all it is, right? Okay, so now we're on the evening of November 18th, 1987. Keith failed to show up to his work that day, which I assume is just unusual for him. So police were sent to his home, which, what was this, 1987? That's probably unusual to have 2 kids, a wife, and you don't show up to work one day, right? Without giving any kind of warning. You know, this guy's a working man. Working man. He shows up to work, baby. Yeah. He don't miss work. I tell you what, that's one thing he does do. You know what I'm saying?
Feel bad for him.
All right, Coledawg.
He's counting down the days like Coledawg.
Oh yeah, he's just one more day closer to retirement, baby. That's all it is.
2066.
So, like, again, police were sent to his home, right? But when they arrived, they found the body of his wife and son both brutally beaten. Oh,
Dang.
hiccup again. Being pregnant with the couple's daughter Elaine being pregnant with the couple's daughter was beaten so bad, she had literally gone into labor, and the killer had beaten the newborn baby to death as well.
That's screwed.
Yeah, to the point she went into labor and then beat the baby as well. You know, that's
That's not crazy.
camping.
That's just
that's
okay.
straight. Wait, what did you say, Coleman?
Okay.
What did you just say? What did he just say?
That's so fun.
Okay, I'm not even gonna repeat what I think you just said. Oh no. Okay, we're gonna stroll right through that. Where was I at? Oh my god. Okay. So the killings had apparently taken place the day before the police arrived, which I assumed was probably after work. Otherwise, they would have came that same day. But let's see. It says investigators had thought that Keith, was the prime suspect. Because, I mean, family is dead. You're nowhere to be found. It's like, yeah, this dude killed him, right? But they later, while searching for Keith, found his body in a nearby field. And he had been shot, and his genitals were totally mutilated.
Oh.
So he had been shot, then they mutilated his
mans.
genitals. Yeah, like
Sign
his
me
mans
up.
were gone. Hold on. We need to get rid of you. All right, he'll be gone next podcast. Don't worry, guys.
I didn't even know what he said.
He said, sign me up. But they also found his car, near the police station in Benton. And forensic examination later showed that he had been killed within an hour of his family. So I don't know which one had died first, but either way, that's still messed up, Let's see. And the residents of Jefferson and Franklin counties who have already been fearful from the murders the past 2 years became high alert, right? Because that doesn't just go over, you don't just see that and be like, oh, you know what, just another murder. That's crazy. Many of them went out armed themselves. Some of them even suffered adverse psychological effects, like just crazy effects from it, Rumors and also there was rumors that the killings were like the work of Satanists and stuff. However, the police ruled that out as well as other rumors because apparently it just didn't link right. I don't know. There's probably not a whole lot of Satanists running around in a place in Illinois, I mean, I don't know. I've never been there, but I wouldn't think so. Let's see. And with there being an absence of any clear cause of leads, the crime remained unsolved just for the longest time. There were never any suspects identified until the 2000s. Serial killer Tommy Lynn Sells claimed to have committed the crime after being convicted and given the death sentence for murdering a teenage girl in Texas. Although he was never charged since prison authorities wouldn't let him leave to help the police in southern Illinois with their investigation. And both the police and the Dardian family have doubts about his killing or about his accounts of the killings. Apparently it just they didn't think it lined up. They didn't think he would have done it, all that kind of stuff, would being all the way over there, you know. But pretty much that left the case being cold. No one knows who did it or whatever. It just happened and gone. It's crazy. I mean, he could have done it, but even the family, like his mom and everything, said she doesn't think he did it. So, and that's crazy whenever you even say that.
I think there was something that turned up like not too long ago about it.
Oh, really?
I think so.
Yeah, I didn't find nothing about it. I searched for it, but I just couldn't find nothing. But I don't know. It's just gone in the wind.
I mean, they still haven't found him, but
yeah, I don't know.
He could just be dead by now.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely could be. He, she, whoever, they. I don't know. Someone did it and someone got away with it, I guess. But anyone else got any other stories, something they want to share? Not Coledawg, because he's been messed up today. Coledawg's been on one, I'm telling you.
Oh, you know they found the Zodiac Killer?
Oh yeah, I did hear about that. That's crazy.
That's the only thing I'm gonna tell you.
Well, you're not gonna update us with
I
it?
contributed something.
All you did was say they found
What's his
it.
name?
Some old dude.
Oh,
Hasn't he been dead though for like a while?
Oh yeah,
he's been
yeah.
dead a
His
while.
family didn't even give the name out.
they supposedly discovered who Jack the Ripper was too.
Oh,
Really? I didn't hear about that either. I mean, I didn't hear about the Zodiac, but I didn't hear about that. That's crazy. Holy crap. I don't understand. Some people are just messed up in the head, man. Just wait till they find out what I've done. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Don't put me on a
What I did
list.
back in '99, you don't want to know.
Yeah, back in '99 when I wasn't even born yet.
Wait till I have a rampage.
Come out of the womb straight slaying.
Me,
There's a
Cole.
reason they call him Rampage Dudstep.
Oh my god.
Just wait till they hear what us Collins boys are gonna do. That's what you're gonna call us, the Collins case.
I just invent time travel. It'd be a fucking menace.
No, you'd like go back and make sure I wasn't born or something.
Nah, just like,
Kick Chris Collins to the nuts or something.
nah, I'd go back and like slap baby Muhammad Ali.
Jesus. Holy crap. Okay,
Man
maybe
of culture.
Mosetti's on one too.
Well, he's a man of culture. That's what he is.
I guess. All right, does anyone else have anything they want to talk about? Oh,
So me and Monty aren't allowed to talk. That's what you're
talking about
saying.
my frog. Oh, frog dude.
What's the time we looking at now?
This one's about 30 minutes. I think the other one was 20 something. So we hit probably close to an hour.
We chilling.
I think we're good
Yeah.
then. Dylan, you want to outro us or you want me to do it?
Don't matter. What you
All
want to
right.
do?
Well, I guess I'll go and outro it. Guys, thank you so much for tuning into this podcast, both Spotify, YouTube listeners. You guys are amazing. If you guys are on Spotify, make sure to leave a rating, 5-star. That'd be really, really dope. Helps us get out there a little bit more, all that kind of stuff. Next podcast, I think we're doing conspiracy theories, right, guys?
Yes, sir.
So make sure to tune in for that. We may have everyone with camera. Maybe, maybe not. Okay, Mosetti may not. Ralph may not. I don't know. We're going to have the same people, hopefully. But yeah, make sure to tune in for that, conspiracy theories, stuff like that. But if you guys have anything else you want to talk about, look into that kind of stuff, let us know. We may come back into the true crime stuff. But yeah, thank you guys so much for stopping by. We'll see you guys next time. See you guys.
Bye.